Welcome back to Lone Star Politics. I'm Christy Nelson from NBC5, along with Gromer Jeffers of the Dallas Morning News. And Representative Joe Barton, who represents the 6th Congressional District, has been in office since 1985. His district includes Southeast Tarrant County and all of Ellis and Navarro counties. And Congressman Barton joins us this morning. Welcome.
Glad to be with you.
Let's start out with an issue that's on a lot of folks' minds, and that's terrorism. ISIS, people are thinking a lot about that in wake of recent attacks in Europe. What is Congress doing about security, and how do you keep people here at ease on this topic?
Well, keeping people at ease is probably beyond our ability, but we're doing a number of things. We're obviously trying to fund the war on terror. The Republicans, like myself, wish the president would, I won't say take it more seriously, but you know, he very rarely even calls it what it is, which is terrorism. I've been working to try to get the FCC to be a little bit more diligent about shutting down some of these internet terrorist sites. You know, we live in a free society, so we want a free and open internet, but a lot of what the terrorists do is for media effect. And I think it should be possible to protect the privacy rights of the American citizenry and yet still clamp down on some of these terrorist sites that foment all of the hatred towards America.
And not only that, they use it as a recruiting tool, right? Yeah. To lure people to join ISIS. Exactly. And all of that. But so it's kind of like a two-pronged deal, right? You want to fight against that, but you also want to take it to ISIS on whatever the battlefield
in real
is,
military
right?
terms.
Right. So how do you do that? I mean, and do we go at it alone?
No.
Or you think there's been talk maybe NATO should get involved or some sort of coalition? What do you think? How do you?
I would think that, you know, I'm not the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. I'm not the commander-in-chief. I'm not even on the Armed Services Committee. I think you would create a unique coalition of nation states that volunteer to be a part of it, led by America and by some of the regional allies that we have.
And boots on the ground.
But you have to put troops. Now, they don't necessarily have to be American troops. I think you would have to have American advisors. But you could have an American military combat brigade component. Perhaps all volunteers, people that volunteer to do it. But you have to kick them out of their sanctuaries, and you have to show the population you can bring security to those areas that they have been able to control the last couple of years.
Okay, well, let's talk about another big issue that a lot of folks are thinking about. That would be the presidential election. Well, last year you endorsed Rick Perry. He's no longer in the picture, obviously. So
my endorsement didn't help him much, did it?
Have you switched allegiances?
I have.
Who are you endorsing now?
I have switched to our Senator Ted Cruz.
Why is that?
One, I think he would be a good president. I think he's a real conservative. I think he would stand up to ISIS, which is something that we've already talked about. I think he would insist that we balance the budget. You know, I like the fact that he is one of my Texas senators. I have a personal relationship, a first-name basis relationship with him. Of course, if he gets to be president, he will then become Mr. President. I now have to call George W. Mr. President. And I used to call him George, but now I call him Mr. President. But Senator Cruz is probably our best chance to prevent Mr. Trump being the nominee, and I think Senator Cruz can win. I'm not sure Mr. Trump could, quite frankly.
Are you worried that the tenor of this Republican race has made it difficult to win in November?
Well, I think the presidential tenor, as you put it, on both sides is about as low as it's possible to go. Neither party should be proud of the way the presidential campaigns have gone. But having said that, I think Senator Cruz has the vision and the conservative values that would make him a good president if we can get him the Republican nomination.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Congressman Joe Barton of the 6th Congressional District.